Cheryl Reeve proved she must not return to coach Caitlin Clark at Olympics in Los Angeles. Although the United States won a gold medal in women's basketball, Cheryl Reeve did a poor job of managing her remarkably talented roster at the Olympics. She proved that she should not return in the same role for 2028. There's going to be a lot of new blood on Team USA when it descends upon Los Angeles in 4 years, and that should include the head coach. Reeve started the Olympics cycle by making things extremely awkward with Caitlin Clark. The decision to keep the #1 overall pick off of the roster was one thing. Her reaction to inquiries about the snub was another. She was cold and bitter, even after Clark and the wnba All-Stars humbled the national team right before their trip to the Olympics. While Reeve's abrasive attitude was off-putting, it had nothing to do with the X and O's. Unfortunately, her on-court decisions in Paris were equally as frustrating. Team USA was a 22.5-point favorite against Belgium and only won by 13. It was a 19-point favorite against Germany and only won by 9. The 27.5-point favorites only defeated Nigeria by 14. And then there was the gold medal game. France was 16-point underdogs. Even though that spread might have been a little bit too big with the home court advantage, the United States only won by 1 after narrowly escaping overtime. Reeve kept 3 of the best three-point shooters in wnba history on the bench and Clark at home. Throughout the majority of the game, while her team struggled to get out in front of France, Sabrina Ionescu did not play until the third quarter. Brittney Griner only played 5 minutes after playing very well throughout the rest of the tournament. Meanwhile, the French packed the paint with their best defenders because the American guards weren't a threat from the free throw line, and the biggest big on the US roster wasn't on the floor to combat them. It was baffling. Fortunately, Team USA's talent overcame Reeve's terrible roster management and kept a 61-game winning streak intact. The United States has not lost a single game at the Olympics since 1992. Cheryl Reeve needs to go if that streak is going to continue. A large portion of the roster is going to look very different for Los Angeles in 2028. Diana Taurasi will not be back. Griner may or may not. Alyssa Thomas, Jewel Lloyd, and Chelsea Gray the same. Assuming that they continue to ball out on the hardwood, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, and Cameron Brink will be on the team. Ionescu, Aja Wilson, and Ka Copper should be back. Areka Vemboel probably definitely should have been on this year's team. The US roster in 4 years could be best international women's basketball of all time. On paper. Imagine if Clark got the same treatment in 2028 as Ionescu on Sunday. Cheryl Reeve, who already proved that she plays favorites, should not coach that group. Sunday's nearly disastrous win over France should be her last game as the head coach of Team USA. If the streak is going to continue, she must go. Dawn Staley won gold in 2021, and she has a rapport with this young group of rising wnba superstars. They love her.